Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do AWS multi-region deployment using Terraform Cloud and GitHub Actions. As you see in this PPT depicts my demo. Here, I'm going to show you this part into two parts. In the first part, I'm going to walk you through the how does this design solution works. In the second part, I'm going to walk you through the code and finally show you that how does we can achieve the multi-region deployment with using Terraform Cloud and GitHub Actions. Okay, so GitHub Actions here I'm using it for CI/CD purpose. So the setup would be something like this. I have an GitHub repository or GitHub account, and in that one I'm going to host my required Terraform file, and then in the same repository I'm going to create a GitHub Actions or GitHub workflows which actually invokes these files, or under the hood it does the Terraform init plan apply, where I'm storing my backend of my Terraform state in the Terraform cloud. And finally, we're going to see how we can do a multi-region deployment. Say you need to deploy your solution or deploy your resources across multiple regions. Like as you see in this screen, we're going to deploy it at the more than 3-4 regions. Okay, so with using a single release, how we can do it a different region deployment in one shot. Yeah, so that's the main aim here, right? So the flow is whenever a developer makes a commit or pushes the code, pulls or pushes the code, right? So that would invoke the GitHub Actions workflows, which actually interacts with the Terraform cloud. At Terraform cloud, which actually compiles the Terraform file and actually spins up the infrastructure at AWS in the multiple regions. Okay, so that is how this demo is going to be all about. Yeah. So with that, now let's go to the code side. Okay, so how did I write these Terraform file? How did I define the GitHub Action workflow files, which is finally doing a AWS multi-region deployment? Okay, so let's see that. So I have a GitHub repository called GitHub Reusable Workflow. I have made a dedicated video on how to build the multi-region, multi-environment GitHub Reusable Workflow with using GitHub Actions. Please do watch my previous video where I have explained in detail like how you can set up these reusable workflows deployed across multiple environments. Yeah. Alright, but in this video we focus more on multi-region deployments basically. Yeah. So for that case, I have created a dedicated folder structure called AWS multi-region deployment. Underneath that, I have created a module called SNS, which is actually meant to deploy the AWS SNS topic as an example service that how you can deploy. Yeah. So under the root of the AWS multi-region deployment, you have dev.tf vars, men.tf, providers.tf, terraform.tf, variable.tf. Okay, so these are all the supporting files required for AWS multi-region deployments. Okay, so in that one, let's go and check for variables. Okay, so in the variables, I'm declaring a variable called AWS SNS topic name. Say you want to parameterize the name of your SNS topic. As I'm creating an SNS service here, so that needs a name as a parameter, and that would be declared first in the variables. Yeah, and that's all about this one. So let's go to the terraform.tf file. So terraform.tf file is meant to declare or define your Terraform backend. Okay, so that's all definitions will be provided here. One is in the Terraform, we declare the required providers. So here AWS is must required providers. So AWS Terraform providers will be configured here. And then you have the backend configuration, which is actually backend in the sense it's a space, it's a storage, which actually keeps the state of your infrastructure or state of the Terraform. You can say, this is the place where the Terraform state file will be kept. So backend is a remote backend, and the host name is again Terraform Cloud, that is app.terraform.io. This is the organizations, and this is the workspace, that is the name of my workspace which I created in the Terraform cloud. I have a Terraform organization called Cloud Quick Labs, which is my channel name. And the workspace underneath that Elastic Beanstalk, I created this workspace for some other purpose. I'm reusing it. Yeah. So I'm going to walk you through these configurations as well again. And then go to the providers. In the providers, so this is the very, very important part of this demo. So as I said, the main aim of this demo was, or main aim of this lab was to tell you like how you can do a multi-region deployment with using Terraform at AWS, right? So this part is going to play a very vital role. You must declare a providers per region. Say when you say multi-region, let's say you have 2 regions, 3 regions, 4 regions, say 13 regions, right? So in that case, you must define providers for each regions, because in AWS context, region is a context, right? And that's the reason you must declare a provider for each regions of your AWS account. Okay, so AWS provides a very wide range of regions, so you should declare the providers for each region where you want to do a multi-region deployment. In my case, I'm doing a deployment for 4 regions. One is US East 1, US East 2, US West 1, US West 2, right? So first one, wherever you don't declare alias, so that region will become a default region. So here my default region is US East 1, and the other regions will be accompanied with or tagged with an alias, and that is the alias equal to the region name. So I have just given the region name as an alias of that particular provider. Similarly, US West 1 and US West 2 as well. Okay, so note that for primary reason you don't declare the aliases. For other than primary reasons, you must declare the alias. Okay, that is an important point. Now let's go to the main.tf file. So this is the main.tf file, is a file which actually orchestrates your Terraform modules. Okay, so here in my case, I have written module only for SNS. So I want to orchestrate that SNS creation across the regions. Okay, so how do I do that? And that is a kind of thing that I'm going to declare in the main.tf file. So here we declare a module called US East 1. Why it is US West 1? Because this is the module, or this is the piece of code which actually deploys my resources. Module is nothing but what? Is a collection of resources, or collection of a solution that you are deploying through a set of file structure or folder structure, say. So that is actually called as a Terraform module in Terraform language. Yeah. So here source is like, it is pointing to an SNS folder. This is the SNS folder. And then, in that one, we are also, this SNS folder or module needs a certain variables, right? So those variables would be passed here while calling that module. Yeah. And here the thing which is very important to remember or to understand is we have to call this module, that much time as much you need the number of regions. Say when I say multi-region, here I need 4 region deployments, right? So I would call modules, this SNS module for 4 times, 1 time for each regions, right? So one is the SNS for US East 1. If you see the difference here, this is a primary region, so I don't need to pass any aliases here or providers. When it comes for the other than the primary regions, I need to provide an extra parameter called providers. And underneath the flower bracket one, we will actually point it to a particular providers. Say here US East 1, so I need to pass the US East to a provider name, right? Similarly, I'm doing it for the other regions. So this is very, very important point here. That is adding the providers in the other than the the default region. Similarly, for US West 2, we are also passing the provider, that is the providers of US West 2, right? So as soon as the call initiates from this one, automatically the Terraform will go to this folder, that is Terraform compilation will go to the SNS folder, that is the module folder. Underneath the module, I have again a main.tf file and variable.tf file. So if I can go to the first to the variables.tf file. So again, as I said, nothing but you are actually calling a Terraform module is nothing but it's just a folder structure. Underneath the folder, you are again declaring the number of Terraform files you need to run. Okay, so while you want to run those Terraform files, you would be invoking it as a module, and in that module you would definitely declare the variables, because again you would be using those under the main.tf file. Here in my case, I am declaring the variables, that is SNS topic name, which is a string type, and I'm also keeping a default value. If you are not passing any values, it would take this name as well. Yeah. Similarly, AWS region, because as I said here, we are passing the 2 parameters. One is the region, another one is the SNS topic, and that's what it has been defined in this SNS module. Yeah. And underneath that, we are also this is the main.tf file, which is actually doing the real job of creating the SNS topic for us. Yeah. So I'm just going to uncomment the things which I have commented previously. So here what I'm doing is I'm creating a resource called AWS SNS topic in a very plain manner, and the variable name is example, and in this one we are giving the parameters, that is the name and display. So the name of my this resource, or that is for SNS topic, is it's constructed with using the topic name that I'm passing it in the variable minus or hyphen region name. Okay, so that is the name of my SNS topic plus the display name. And in the output, just we are just outputting the ERN of the respective SNS topic. Yeah. So that's all about how did I declare or write my Terraform file underneath the AWS multi-region deployment folder structure, right? So along with that, I also declared a GitHub action workflow file, which is needed for invoking these, invoking this AWS multi-region deployment, folder. So here the workflow name I have given is AWS multi-region deployment. This would be invoked on workflow dispatch, that is manual invocation. I have declared a job which was meant to run on the development environment. That's the reason plan dev and plan deploy the dev is. And here it would get only invoked if the reference of the branch is equal to develop. Yeah. And then it uses the Terraform, that is the Terraform AWS TF underscore plan.yaml file, which is hosted in the development branch again. It uses certain parameter, that is path. That is path is nothing but my folder path. This is my folder path. This is the TF war file. So I have another file. I'm going to show you what is the TF war files. So dev.tf war file is nothing but this is the file in the Terraform technology which actually carries the values of your variables, which is declared in a variables.tf file. Yeah. And then in the output, we are actually I was here. So here we are passing the TF war files, and then we have the GitHub environment dev, in which environment I'm going to run this workflow. That's where been declared here as well. And then we are also passing the credentials which is required for the CLI configurations, that is for TFC configurations. Okay. Similarly, so here I'm invoking the AWS TF plan, and here I'm invoking the TF apply. That's all. Okay. So if I can walk you through this one, TF apply file. So this is again a natural file. If you want to understand in depth about how these constructed, please do watch my previous video, that is GitHub, how to deploy a reusable GitHub workflows at multi-environment. Yeah. So in that video I have explained these in very depth. Okay. But in this one I'm going to go very fast here. So basically, we are actually running the certain commands, that is a Terraform apply and Terraform plan. So respectively, that is AWS TF apply would do a Terraform apply, and AWS TF plan would actually do a TF plan TF plan. Yeah. So, and the first one would be AWS TF plan will run, and the second would be AWS TF apply will be running. Yeah. So that is all orchestrated in a reusable workflow. That is the name is AWS multi-region deployment. Yeah. All right. So this is all about the GitHub. So I'm going to walk you through the GitHub again. So this is the actually the GitHub portal. Underneath that, this is my repository, and underneath that, if you see my branch, so I have the main and development branch. So develop is the branch which actually carries the AWS multi-region deployment, which I just now explained you all the files. Yeah. And so this is where we actually invoke the GitHub actions, and you see our the explaining workflow, that is AWS multi-region deployment, is been here. Yeah. Similarly, I'm going to walk you through my AWS portal, which is actually where I'm doing the multi-region deployment with using Terraform. So currently I'm in a North Virginia region. Along with that, I have to have the other region, that is US East 2. So I'm going to switch to the US East 2. So US East 2. So if I go to the US East 2, this is Ohio region. And so currently there is no SNS topic for your information. So I'm going to switch to the SNS topic again here. Similarly, let's go to the US West 1 in the third tab. So basically all these tabs belongs to my AWS account. So don't get confused. And then you have a US West 1 region. So if I go to the US West 1, so this is US West 1 region. Similarly, the fourth region is US West 2 as well. So I'm going to go to the US West 2. All right. So I'm going to switch to the SNS topic as well. That is SNS service. So in SNS service, if you see for all the four regions, this is North Virginia, no SNS topic. This is Ohio region, no SNS topic. This is California, so there is no SNS topic. Similarly, this is Oregon region, so there is no SNS topic here. Yeah. So I'm going to log into the app.to as well. So if I can go to my TFC portal. So this is my TFC portal, or this is my TFC access or subscription. So underneath this one, I have all workspaces. In this one, we are using Elastic Beanstalk workspaces, which we declared in this reusable workflow. And that has been declared here. That is Elastic Beanstalk. And this is the app.terraform.io. This is the Cloud Quick Labs. As I'm doing the remote execution, so I have configured the variables, that is AWS credentials, that is AWS access key ID, AWS secret access key, right? So all these have been declared here. Okay, so by using these credentials only, Terraform would establish a connection to this to the AWS. So if I can show you, so the Terraform cloud would establish a connection to the AWS, and under the hood, it's going to provision the infrastructure. That's what it happens under the hood. Yeah. All right, now let's go and invoke the final step of our demo, that is invoking the reusable workflow, that is AWS multi-region deployment. So let's see, let's invoke it. Okay, so I'm going to invoke on the development branch. I click on run workflow. So it's going to start the workflow actually. So it's going to take a couple of minutes. I will show you the real logs now. So currently it is streaming the logs. You see currently we are actually doing running the plan stage. Yeah. As you see, it has started to execute the jobs as we explained. It has initialized. It's validating. Validation is done. It's actually executing the Terraform plan. In Terraform plan, which actually just tells, it actually drafts the, the infrastructure that gonna provisioned on the AWS account. It's just throwing the warnings. You can ignore that. And at the end, we're gonna see the summary. So let's wait for this to get complete, and finally it will run the Terraform apply. Here you go, Terraform plan is completed. And if we go down, we're gonna see the summary actually. So if I can show you the summary, so Terraform plan, so it's currently says no changes. Okay, let's see why it is no changes. So why it is no changes? Because I have not committed anything. Okay, so that's the important point here, because it's currently says that it says I'm not going to do anything. Yeah. All right, so with that I need to commit something here, because we made some changes, right? So I need to commit this. Why I need to commit is because earlier I have commented out. That's the reason it cleaned up the infrastructure. It has to re-provision. So that's the reason I need to do a demo. To do the demo, I need to again uncomment and make the infrastructure spinning up again. So we need to redeploy basically. That's what it happens now. You see, I have committed the changes to my upstream development branch. So the changes should be replicated in the here, right? All right, so let it complete the existing one, which is actually doing nothing but just running the Terraform plan and apply. And under the hood, it is doing nothing. Yeah, so we can see that logs. I have showed you that logs, that it is not doing anything. We need to run the same workflow again to see the actual the creation of infrastructure across the multi regions, right? So all right, so here you see there is no changes as well in the Terraform apply stage as well. So I'm going to go back and run the again same instance. So let's see if it is completed, and then I'm going to invoke the another instance. Yeah, so currently it is running the execution. So basically if I show you, it did nothing. Yeah. All right, so looks like it has completed. You see both the stages are green. I'm going to go to the GitHub Actions again and invoke this file again, invoke this workflow again. So again, I'm going to target to a develop branch and do a run workflow. So this time it should provision the infrastructure. Okay, because why? Because we made some changes in the branch, that is development branch. So if I go to the development, so this is my development branch, and if I go to the SNS, go to the main file. So you see it has to provision the infrastructure because there is no comment here. I'm going to go to the actions again. So open the executions. I'm going to currently showing you the Terraform plan actually. It is currently doing the Terraform init, which is actually Terraform init command. Now it is executing the Terraform plan. In the Terraform plan, we should see, now that it's going to create a 4 resources across 4 regions. All right, so it's taking some time, so it should be giving us the summary. Here you go, right? So you see here, it has executed the Terraform plan. It has calculated, or it has summarized that it's going to create a 4 resources. Yeah. All right, so now it has done with the Terraform plan. Now let's see how does it behaves in the Terraform apply stage. It's doing a post checkout jobs. So in Terraform apply, which actually should execute the code and it should provision the SNS resource across 4 regions. That is the expectation here. I'm going to refresh it because it would be still cache. So currently we are actually, this is real time showing you the demo. Okay, so I'm not doing any kind of cutting or any kind of video editing. This is a purely real time streaming, which is you can even experience a hands-on experiencing here. So I'm going to show you again. So basically here you go, we are done with the plan. Now it is executing the deploy, which is a Terraform apply actually. So let's wait for a couple of minutes so that it spins up the resources here. You see currently none of these 4 regions has the SNS topics. It should have the SNS topic after this executions. Currently it is executing plan again, and then it's going to execute the apply as well. So let's wait for a couple of 1 more minute. So it should get executed within 1 minute from now. So you see here we are actually doing a real time. I'm just showing you the real time demo here. So currently it is executing the Terraform plan. So when it executes the Terraform plan, what it happens is the TFC will try to connect to the AWS. It actually compiles the Terraform definition along with the what is there in the existence, plus comparing with the Terraform state file, and it creates a draft saying like how does the infrastructure has to look like, and that's what it has calculated here, saying like by doing that it has come to a plan that it's going to create a 4 resources, and all the 4 resources should be deployed across the regions. Okay, it's not in a single region. That's a very important point here. Currently it is at the last stage, that is Terraform apply, which is actually creates SNS resources. And if I can go back to the diagram, so this is where so currently TFC, that is Terraform Cloud, is running here and creating SNS topic 1 1 1 in each regions. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Okay, here you go. It has added 4. Okay, 4 to add, 0 to change. So basically it has applied actually. All right, so did we see apply? Okay, so looks like it has already applied. And now let's gonna refresh the here, and let's see if we have a topic now. So if I can refresh the topics, go to the topics, so we should see some topic here. Looks like it has not yet come here, so but let's see. So SNS topic, I'm in North Virginia. Let's see, it looks like it's still executing, so that's the reason it is not showing. All right, so it has executed. Let me open the file. So basically you see yeah, here you go. It has successfully created it has successfully created the SNS topic. You see, if I can show you the ARN, that is Azure AWS resource name, that is US East 1, right? So this is US East 1, and this is one is US East 2, this is one is US West 1, right? Similarly we should see here, if I can refresh the topic. Yeah, here you go. So this is the you see this, we are in North Virginia region. It has only one SNS topic. Similarly we should see another in the Ohio region. So you see US East 2 region, and if I switch to the California region as well, so we should see one California region. Yeah. And if I go to the last one, that is Oregon region, that is US West 2, here you go, right? So basically with a single pipeline we were able to deploy the infrastructure in the multiple regions, and the same state is been captured in this particular TFC workspace. Okay. All right, so with that note, here you go. So actually it has actually created the types, that is so basically you're going to see what are the resources is being maintained in this Elastic Beanstalk, and that is being displayed here. Yeah, and whatever you are seeing it here is the what actually it is been shown here. Okay. All right, so with that note, I have shown you the things need to be shown in this video. Finally, I can request, please do subscribe my channel. That would really encourage me a lot. So with that note, thank you, thanks a lot, and see you in the next video.